Welcome back, everybody, to the Gearries Pro League Split 1, day number 6. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Colin the Crow Clark, and I hope this series is going to be a good one. And in fact, it should be. You got the Latam Kings coming in. They'll be playing against Noble. It's my last name after all, but it doesn't mean that I'm backing them. More on that in just a little bit. Colin, how you feeling, man?
I like how you said you hope this is going to be a good one. Look, we made an audible. We brought this over from the side broadcast. We're saying, look, we had a chance to witness PK take on a team in Noble. And so we're gonna take a flyer on this, see if we got something a little bit better. So you're saying you hope it's a good one. That's a shame for everybody out there that all you got is hope for them right now. You better just guarantee it at this point it's gonna be a good matchup.
Hey, okay, I guarantee. I say that a lot, by the way, but let me change my verbiage on that. I guarantee it's going to be a good one. Hey, PK, though, they're the top dogs without question. Undefeated. And you know what? They look so good. And they're on the top of the pedestal, man. This is the thing. Noble's going to have their hands full, but let's get into it while we can. Picking bands. Let's go ahead and show those. See what maps we're rocking with. Hope we get a reactor again, man. I doubt we will, but I just hope. No, I already knew, Colin. Don't ruin it for me. District Asylum and TG.
I've got the feeling that Pittsburgh Knights, they might play reactor if there was a gun to their head, but I'm pretty sure if they could make any choice on the planet, it's not going to be reactor. So you see that gets banned out first, but District, that's kind of Noble's bread and butter. They set the meta, they set the pacing on that map long ago, but Pittsburgh Knights have their own version of how to play that map. So this is going to be a little clash of styles, if you like to say that. I love the District play. We could see either team have to try to adjust to what the other one is doing. Asylum, that's standard fare. But my God, once again, you come down to a choice. What a murderer's row for Noble. If you're standing there and you know you got to win a map 3 against the Pittsburgh Knights and you got to choose between Baskar and Training Grounds, just call me Old Yeller at that point. Find the nearest barn to take me out back of, all right?
Oh, no, Colin. You're terrible for that one, man. Okay, so you got on to me at the beginning saying, I hope this is a good one. Now you're saying that, Colin? Well, I guess the pick and ban did change it up a little bit. I do get it,
I mean, you're the one that said you hoped. I'm making you put your guarantee on him. I'm just over here. I'm just a dude.
Hey, I'm just out here. I'm just out here, man. Hey, I get it, Colin. Check it out. This is going to be an interesting one. Like you said, for Noble, though, District bread and butter, their opportunity to win at least game number 1 is there. But let's get down to brass tacks here. Noble has, in fact, had some very, very impressive series in the past. After all, remember that series versus UIU earlier in split number 1? They had a very real chance to beat them, right? There were some issues. But at the end of the day, Noble as a team that is still very, very impressive. So that leads me into my pick and bans, or should be not my pick and ban. I guess pick and bans. Who am I banning out as not my favorite team? Let's go into predictions. Hey, check this out. I think you have to go with the safe bet, Colin. You've got to go with PK. For me, that's who I'm going with. They just look unstoppable. I mean, they literally look absolutely unstoppable. They've only dropped one map, if I'm not mistaken. So that's who I'm going with. What about you, Colin?
I got to give this one another long, hard. It's the Pittsburgh Knights.
Brother, hey, I thought I heard you before we went live, your prediction, but you had me there. I thought maybe, okay, you're going with Noble. I was like, all right, you're really shooting to take the lead over Blaze. I'm seeing
hell no.
All right, chat, where you at? I know you're all Latam fans. You went with Carnage Gaming earlier. You're going with PK. It makes sense. So now this is the thing, all right? I've been here before, Colin, where bright, shiny faces, me and Blaze just smiling because we knew we were right. Everybody predicted one team to win, and I think it was Elevate who took over the victory. So check this out, man. We're either going to be very right here, nothing's going to happen, or we're going to be very wrong, and we're going to get memed, and I just hope you're ready for it.
I am a living, breathing meme. I've got the Air Monarchs. I've got New Balances that I turn green in the spring when I got to cut grass. I am a walking, breathing white dude meme. So don't even come at me with being a meme. I'm ready for it, but I got bad news for you. If you like being a meme, this ain't the matchup for you because Pittsburgh Knights ain't gonna drop this one. I don't know how to say that nicely. I made a joke the other day on Twitter about all the talking points we normally go with Noble about Toti being one of the best players on the planet, one of the good IGLs in the game, Lava's championship experience, all the standard talking bullets that we kind of go through when it comes to Noble. All we got to say right now is they are about to go toe-to-toe, blow for blow with the undefeated team in the league, and a team that has made everybody else, when they've taken them seriously, they dropped a map Captain Carnage when they didn't use a Lancer for the first 4 rounds. I witnessed it with my own 2 eyes. Thank you very much. But when they take people seriously, it's a very serious matter. And by serious, I mean it's grave. And by grave, I mean that's you in your grave. Somebody dug it for you. Oh, by the way, it was the Pittsburgh Knights.
You're not wrong. By the way, Carnage just about beat him. I just want to point that out there. Okay, Carnage was there.
Only counts
Carnage
in horseshoes and hand grenades, my brother.
Man, come on. I'm trying to set up a storyline, but you're right. Okay, look, Colin, let me live a little bit, okay?
Here, this is how long your storyline is. Here's your storyline. Look, here's the book of Noble versus Pittsburgh Knights. Watch. It's one page. It's one page. It's one piece of paper.
Hey,
I folded it up for the illusion.
We're just elevating this meme, by the way. I'm just telling you.
I can't wait.
Noble's going to win this series. Noble's going to win, and they're going to clip all of this, and we're going to look like fools. But
have fun.
At the end, and it might happen. Check it out. You got to go with PK, though. For Noble fans out there in the chat, I really want you to come forward. Make sure you're giving them the energy because it's going to be a tough win, a tough victory for them. But after all, PK, are they going to be able to stay undefeated? You would think that surely they are at least going to lose one game. I'm not talking about one map or one series. I'm talking about, it all. Are they going to be able to lose? I don't know. Right? So far, no one's been able to challenge them. I'm still waiting on, week number 5, whenever they play against VQ. I think that's going to be one of the best matchups I think they're going to have as of yet. But you know what? You talked about Noble. You really did. We talked about PK. But I'm going to ask you the hard question, and you kind of gave your answer a little bit earlier. I'm asking you, Colin. For Noble, seriously, for Noble, what did they do to get this victory?
You got to heat up quickly if you're Noble. One of the things that they do very well is their team fire, and then they allow their superstars to make those players, whether it be somebody like Xysho coming in and getting a couple of kills and over-rotating, or it ends up being Abolics who has to really make some beautiful flash and dash plays to put Pittsburgh Knights on their back foot. You're going to have to rely on those 2 guys to really get some good kills. At the end of the day, Toti's clutch factor has to come into effect sooner rather than later. He has to find himself in a bad spot and probably come at it on the sunshine. It's going to take Herculean efforts. That's one of the things that I always hate wording it that way, but you have to look at it at that. This is not a matchup where Noble can go in and go by the book, by the numbers, and come away with a victory over the Pittsburgh Knights. They're going to have to go in, and they're going to have to be better at crossing. They're going to have to be better in the CQC fights. They're going to have to be better at their rotations. And that's just hard to do, to find all of those points and to be on all of them 100% of the time, especially because Noble's had to play with that sub a couple of times this pro league already. Yeah. So maybe they don't have the reps with their full 5, whereas as soon as Dezonide got to come back to this roster after the last major, as soon as he was able to put himself back in the position to be on this squad, they said, Crack, I don't care how good you are. You got to go. We got Dezonide coming out of the locker room. Yeah. He's going to suit up for Game 7 right here, and we are going to go forward like every game from here on out is our Game 7. I know they've dropped some matches in E-Days, but when it comes to this, when it comes to Pro League, when it comes to having the seating, the positioning, going into the major on the line, they have been picture perfect. So it is a tall order, a tall task. Noble, they have the personnel that can do it. The problem is are they able to do it? It's not, if you can perform, will you?
Yeah. Well, that is a big question. Starting off on District, that's where they have to go in hard. They have to win that. But, we talk about it. We know District is their best chance to take this series. If you had to pick between, Asylum and Training Grounds, which one would you maybe say that, okay, Noble, you might have a fighting chance?
Asylum. Again, it's going to be one of those things. Going to Training Grounds is not going to be Noble's best friend. They have to win maps 1 and 2 if they want to come out here. But that lends itself to my argument. They have to play so well that they have to 2-0 the undefeated team in the league right now. And they have to do it on District, which is their bread and butter. Those early caps at the home hill, put pressure on that mid-neutral, make Pittsburgh Knights make that first move. If it goes over to Asylum, basically save more of the same. Get those early caps, force Pittsburgh Knights to be the first one to make a move. But we got to really focus on District. Look, this is a tale of 2 different teams. The way that they play this map is very different. I'll be curious to see who adjusts to who.
I'm very curious myself. One thing about PK that they struggled with when they had Crack on the roster was the fact that they just didn't know when to stop. They would just get very reckless with the respawn economy. I haven't noticed those issues actually whatsoever. PK is playing like a very dominant team, and dare I say it, more dominant than they've ever looked in the past. Like, PK looks literally unstoppable, but so did VQ. right? So did VQ until they were literally stopped just yesterday. So that's the thing, man. Every dog has its day, and every clock is right at least 2 times a day. So at this point in time, Colin, I think Noble, hey, if they're going to take anything, this is their opportunity to do it, to strike fear into not only the PK team's hearts, but also the LATAM team as well, or LATAM just region in general. But here they are. Let's see if they can do it, man. It's going to be a tough road, but this is the map they need to take.
Let's see what happens here between the two teams. Again, this is where Pittsburgh Knights kind of come out with that early aggression in the mid-cut. I want to see if they continue with that, and you're going to see a 2v2 in that mid-cup. So it looks like both teams are actually playing heads up with one another. Nobody really trying to go out of their comfort zone. Right now, looks like the initial point lead is going to go over to the Pittsburgh Knights. So Noble's going to have to make the first move in this one. So Pittsburgh Knights actually taking a page out of Noble's book, and now Noble has to rotate into the fight and do their best.
All right, here we go. Let's see what this push is going to look like for Noble. They really want this, but they're looking at PK members up ahead. Unfortunately, they will lose Gearries, and that's going to make their chance of taking this that much slimmer. They're going to stick and fight it, though. They want this hill, and they're going to commit. Now, the problem is now you run the risk of going down 3 strong. That's going to be a good pickup on the Monkyz, but short-lived, and they will get wiped off. And all that effort for what, right? To lose your lives. I get it, the overextension was there, but they weren't confident to push in. PK did a great job shutting them down.
There's that over-aggression through the middle of the map. They're going to get 1 kill. Identivez is going to answer back, so that ends up being a trade out inside the info. Nobody's going to be there for Noble to try to get that next down and out. Gearries is going to move in. Got a teammate with him as well. That's Abolics. They're going to be in control of this mid building. They have to find the rotational spot to move out. They have to try to get another break and a recap here, which is going to be difficult because now the Pittsburgh Knights, they're going to open up a good lead. SuMuNs is going to be challenged in the back of the cinema by Toti. Toti, this is that clutch factor I was talking about. He has to come away with this down or this kill. SuMuNs sliding in toward him. He goes to the melee. He gets the 2-shot on. There's the meat shield. Raver trying to Lancer out from inside of the juicer. Nobody's going to be there for the pickup. Toti misrolls, but he comes away with the kill. That's the clutch factor I talked about before the end of the game. You guys still come away with that shot, Taylor.
That was massive, man. Toti had no reason to get that kill, but he does. And look at that, already lancering down Monkyz. And Toti will go ahead and get the bleed out, and Noble is looking to take round number 1. Now PK has to, they're not even gonna do it. They're not gonna push through and try and take their own home hill. That's gonna be a quick round. That was just beautiful from Noble, man. Everything just came together and worked out perfectly.
Well, again, I said that he has to come through with that clutch factor. He gets that first kill on SuMuNs. They're not able to, Raver's not able to Lancer him down from inside of that juice. And then you see him push up. He misrolls. He ends up coming away with a kill anyway. So it's now a 2-for-1 trade. They push up. They get a third. Now they've only got 2 more to deal with. The initials will come out, though, a little bit stronger for the Pittsburgh Knights. They're going to put that initial loadout in. You're going to see the flashes come out of spawn. And this is going to make things a little bit more difficult. I want to see if Pittsburgh Knights adjust to what they used to do or what they do against most teams where they push across info to juice or juice to info and see how Noble can respond to it. Noble, they're not going to go for the multi-man cap at the home either. And it looks like Pittsburgh's overloading the B side of the hill. This is a very interesting play by them. They've got 3 people in the cap already. They're going for an early initial neutral hill capture. Meanwhile, bottom side of the map, Noble has to take care of their 3 players that are trying to rotate home to home. They're going to have shots on the Raver, but they're not going to be able to come away with a kill.
PK was able to hold home just before. Folks are going to be out in just the same fashion. The Lancers are there. But it looks like they're going to get away with murder. Noble is going to be able to back off and to actually take over this double home hill setup to close out that minor deficit. Like you said, PK, though, prioritized the neutral. So if they can win this fight here, take their home hill, it seems like the risk might have been worth it. But it seems like they're going to go ahead and maybe rotate off. I'm very curious to know what PK is thinking here.
PK is going to try to come from the top side, and they're going to try to get into this home hill. Toti has to be very careful. If he gets called out, he's in a very tough position, and he's going to put somebody in an even worse position trying to rotate in. There's 3 members of Pittsburgh Knights. I don't know if they know Toti's there. Monkyz got him called out, though. So now Toti is in that bad position. He's going to get called out. He's going to get shot on. He either has to come away with a down or a kill here to try to buy time for his teammates to rotate in. There's the quick revive and kill out by Dezonide. Meanwhile, it looks like the rest of Noble's trying to rotate over to the B hill. You see Lava, he's going to get 3v1'd, and Pittsburgh Knights, they can rotate back out to the middle of the map and try to apply pressure back on the B hill.
And they need to, right? I mean, they have the man advantage at this point in time. They know that Noble is not going to be on the overextension, so there's no reason as to why they don't. Player number 3, interestingly enough, doesn't decide to go down onto C, right? That's going to be SuMuNs. He actually gives up the home hill. Player 1 is going to be there now for Identivez, and he's going to maybe he's not going to rotate down either. So they're actually happy with committing everything to win this neutral, but Noble is doing a great job holding them off.
You see SuMuNs trying to bounce in. He's going to try to get that next shot. He's going to be a little damaged, but not so much. You're going to see Noble finally rotating over to their home hill. They're going to try to apply this triple cap domination pressure, but 3 members of PK, they're going to be at their home hill. It's going to be slowed up. They get this mid-neutral hill back and their home. They're not going to be able to get it capped, so the pressure's not going to mount but so quickly against them. Good kill there on the SuMuNs by Xysho. Hops over. Monkyz is going to be there with the Lancer. 2-man cap might come through for the mid-neutral instead. Oh, they're going to let it re-decap. This is pretty... I actually like this. Even though it's prolonging the round, it still applies the same pressure to the Pittsburgh Knights. They're still having to push up and get decaps on multiple hills at multiple times.
Noble in a great position, and they're making it look good. We knew coming into this series this was one of the take, and they seem as if they're off to a fantastic start. Raver, he's going to be angled out. Noble's going to take this. PK, nowhere to be found. I like it. We talked about Noble. You know, they had to be aggressive. They're doing just that, right? They're going for those overextensions immediately. They're wolf packing together. PK is not dealing with 1 or 2 people. Traditionally, 2 people, right? Or 3, maybe at max, who goes for the overextension. No, PK is dealing with 4, sometimes 5 members from Noble who go for the overextension. They're getting overwhelmed. There's nothing they can do about it. They'll Lancer down. They'll try to pepper with the Nasher, but there's just literally nothing PK can do unless they push through that smoke and, you know, run themselves at risk of getting chunked. Noble's doing this correctly. PK's already thrown out, what, 2 audibles. They've tried to knock them off their own home hill whenever the overextension takes place. They gave up the home hill intentionally and went straight over to the neutral. It doesn't work out. So now what is going to be plan C? What do they do?
They're going to have to probably put that power weapon down and hope that it becomes one of those big team fights that they've been very dominant in all throughout the pro league. Identivez, he's going to push across the middle, try to bait out Gearries. He's going to rotate down to the bandstand area. Gearries and Lava on that side of the map, though, and now they've got the pressure because they've got 1 member of Noble already dead. Here comes that pressure offense by the Pittsburgh Knights. They get that first kill, and this is where Noble has to stand up. They have to say, no, you're not going to come into our home and get the triple cap domination, but so quickly. Xysho pushes up a couple of shots onto Raver, won't be able to find the down just yet. Meanwhile, top side of the map, Toti has won another 1v1 against SuMuNs, which will allow them to continue to apply that pressure. Shot on by Xysho. I believe there's a second player there who is Gearries. They're going to be playing a 2-man spot up here. Lava in the mid-info will be trying to get shots onto different people, trying to call out where the rotations from the Pittsburgh Knights will be. But 3 members of the Pittsburgh Knights are already rotating into the home hill of Noble.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take that. Player 3 now is going to be in 1v2. I say they're going to be able to take that, but Xysho takes down Identivez, and he's not done. He's going to push him back. So I thought PK was going to have free reign to take over that hill, but Noble picks up some big kills, a critical kill, and takes over the fight. Now, that 1v2 I was mentioning, by the way, SuMuNs did a good job taking down Toti, but he was not successful in taking down, I believe that was it was Abolics who was over there. But now, finally, PK gets a breakthrough. They've got the double home hill set up, and now they're going to be able to pressure down on B. This is a round that now has the potential for them to take.
Abolics has to stay alive right here. He tries to go for the shot over the cover, get the 1-shot chunk, bouncing around. Won't be able to get that kill right there. Double cap domination being stopped. It is going to be very quickly for Pittsburgh Knights to get back into this round. The 2-1 hill advantage, especially with Noble not gaining any points for a good 5 to 10 seconds there. It's only going to take a matter of about 10 more seconds for Pittsburgh Knights to take this lead back. Noble's going to have to fight out from that mid-cut section. You're going to see Dezonide trying to push up to get the down onto Gearries, and now they have to pull back. It is 5 versus 4. Dezonide will go down 4v4, heads-up play. You're going to have to see somebody rotate out. It looks like Abolics is not pushing up pressure onto Identivez. And a matter of fact, Identivez back to the fountain now. Here comes the players into the juice. This is their chance. They have to get that break quickly. Abolics will be in here. Nobody's going to be able to Lancer out against him just yet. 2-1 hill advantage should go back in favor of Noble. If I am Pittsburgh Knights, though, I'm rotating quickly home to home and trying to pressure up on the Lava. Nobody's going to be in the position to really help him out just yet.
Well, Monkyz is there, but he's by himself. He needs the rest of the players to join him. That's going to be Dezo and Raver now. They're there. Now they feel confident to push up. That Lancer fire is great. Monkyz, he has to get out. He's full red. Lava's now going to be able to Lancer down, but the pressure's going to be there. PK is going to get the break and the full cap. That is huge. That's going to shift the momentum now back into their favor. But we know how difficult it is to hold a double home hill setup, and we're seeing the results of that. Noble's going to get that break. But PK, though, is going to send player number 3 down. And also player 4 is going to be on the flank. He has the potential to make some massive moves, but it might not even matter. Noble's going in for the triple cap. Monkyz is going to get that touch and get that break. He picks up one big elimination onto Lava, goes in for the second, and that's going to be Xysho just on the other side. Or Gearries, excuse me, he picks him up. Meanwhile, SuMuNs going to be taken down. Noble holds on to B, but A is also broken. C now gets in a cap. PK has a double home mill setup, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and in fact, they don't get A, so Noble should be able to lock this round, and they will, but that was a close one.
And nobody within B's range just yet, and there it is under the 3-second timer, so we do in fact have a 3-0 lead for Noble. Now that both the first and second round have gone through and both teams have put out those utilities in their loadouts, I'll be curious to see if they go with the power weapon play at the bandstand right now, if they go with trying to make this into a big team fight, because early in that round, they get first pick, they get the setup, they just weren't able to hold it. Noble did a very good job of attacking back against the members of the Pittsburgh Knights. And if Noble puts that, wherever they put that flash or smoke on either one, the Pergola or the arcade, I'll be curious to see if PK answers back by putting that drop shot opposite side. And it looks like they are already drifting up to that cinema. And there we go. This is that meta I talked about, the difference in opinion from Pittsburgh Knights to most of the rest of the league.
Yeah, because most will put it down there in bandstand, right? I mean, that would kind of be the play. They want to fight for the neutral. But they will fight for the neutral, at least in this round, but that second half, it's going to be on the other side, right? So you're going to have to make a decision. Which one are you going to prioritize the most? Gearries is going to be the first one in. Utility is out, so it's going to be difficult for him to pick up any elimination, also to pick up the drop shot in general. Now he's going to be pinched, and he is going to get taken down. Monkyz will be there for the pickup, and that's a solid start. And, you know, now I got to ask myself, is this going to be the turning point, right? Sometimes it's a tell of two halves, but drop shot kind of forces a much different fight. And sometimes we see the Slay Heavy team kind of come out ahead. And for PK, maybe this is their chance, but Toti continues to play so well, Colin.
I called him out before the game. I said he had to come up big. He had to have a very huge clutch factor, and so far it's coming through. They're going to pressure up onto the home hill of the Pittsburgh Knights. I'll be curious to see. It is Monkyz with the drop shot, but Monkyz is down, and they clean him up, so no more drop in favor of the Pittsburgh Knights, and they have the pressure defense up. They are threatening the triple cap domination. Here comes Dezonide. He's going to slide in like my man was on skates. Won't be able to get that full decap, though. Meanwhile, Identivez dies at the B hill. Triple cap domination solidified. 4-0. The lead in favor of Noble, and this is a completely different team from what we've been seeing when it comes to the Knights. Yo, we're getting memed, aren't we?
Colin, I was about to say it. You already knew where I was going with it. I'm telling you, brother, we're getting memed by Noble. We were so confident. We were smiling like we were going to Disneyland, my guy.
I love Space Mountain.
Noble's ready to play. Hey, Disneyland's great. I'll be smiling if I'm going to Disneyland. Come on, who doesn't like Disneyland? You know, wear your mask when you go now. Bit different, but hey, I like Disneyland too. And we might be going there, Colin, because right now Noble is playing well. 4-0. My lord, where's PK at?
So we see the drop shot down at the cinema. You can see both teams having those flashes going toward it. Noble with the extra set of flashes down low. Here it comes, the big fight of who can stun who more will break out in the early initial of this round. First kill comes out for Gearries, trying to slide in, gets shut down by Raver. Now a 1v1 at the back of the cinema. Here comes a second member of Noble. Xysho, and he made the mistake of trying to up-A Raver when Raver was going to up-A him. Look, greatest quote of all time in Gears. Toy Soldier said it best. Up-A them before they up-A you, and Raver figured that out.
Well, hey, Raver definitely capitalized in that moment, handled his business. Picked up, what, maybe 2 or 3 of the Noble members from that fight. Drop shot now obviously in control. Dezo's going to have it in his hands. And PK is going to be happy with the neutral as well as D. So now Noble, they've got to figure out what they want to do. Traditionally, they've gone for the overextension, but it seems as if, yeah, player number 8 is going to be in the neutral. And I think Noble at this point in time is maybe wanting to push down onto E.
So they're going to have to take their chance here. They might have to take a licking coming into the fight, too. Dezonide, he's going to be chilling out toward, I believe, toward the middle of the map. Or actually, he's in the bandstand. Monkyz, no, where's Dezonide? Yeah, he's in the back of the map, back of the bandstand. Excuse me, I misread which number they were. He's going to use that drop shot to just stop anybody that goes in for that cap, and actually it looks like Dezonide's going to rotate toward the middle of the map. This is a long time to wait for Noble. They're going to basically be planning on a full wipe, but Dezonide said, take all the time you want, boys, because Toti's going to have to come back off a respawn here. I'm not going to wait for you to try to push up and use this. I love that play. I love using your drops when you have them to apply that pressure, because they know they can't they can't respawn him but so much early in the second half, because if it ends up going 4-4, you can find yourself down in the respawn category. Long range!
Woo, downtown, and Xysho will feel the effects of that one. Guys, oh no, he still picks up one. That's big. I thought he was totally going to get chunked there. Now Toti, a bit of a misroll into Raver, but still capitalizes on it. No worries. And now they're going to be able to pincer in the rest of the PK boys. Matter of fact, Toti just wants D. They know the points are out of control, and they're trying to gain any control that they can, but Identivez is having none of it. He's going to be in there for that fresh drop shot. Should be able to get it without question. Toti now up. He's getting pressured. He drops. Lava's not spawning back in. GG. We knew that Noble only had one more good push, one more good attempt to retake any control. They didn't take it, and because of that PK, they'll take the round.
PK does a good job there, like I said. I really do. I can't stress it enough. I hate when teams sit back on drops and then they wait for somebody to make that first move. I love that play out from Dezonide where he said, you know what, I'm just gonna make sure that you don't get a chance to figure out your game plan perfectly. You're gonna have to push in sooner rather than later. And good job getting those 2 kills. One close range inside the info, the other one from downtown all the way up towards Cinema. Next round, though, 2 shocks are out, so both teams may have an issue coming into that drop shot fight, as that shock may cut you off from your teammates. Looks like we're going to have a 4-1 split, 1v1 in the middle of the map over control and the possible Lancer angle. Here comes all the flashes, though. There's the shock out. It's going to block off Noble, I believe, from getting to their revives, and Abolics is going to get a free kill there, but he's going to be down in the corner. Good rotation by SuMuNs. SuMuNs is actually, never mind, he was still on the PK side of the map. I was going to say, did he rotate all the way across? But that is a full 5-man wipe. Elimination domination comes through. And, oh my goodness gracious, good God almighty, we are about to get memed down.
Hey, man, check it out. Let's take it a step back, though. I think the memes are coming. I just want to say that. But we knew District Noble was going to be favored on it, without question. But what worries me, Colin, what worries me is it was 5-1, right? I didn't expect that. Like, okay, I expected Noble, all right, if this is the map you're going to take, this is going to be it. But maybe, 5-4, 5-3. No, they take it 5-1. It wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't even remotely close in any of the rounds. I'm worried. I really am. We already got chat popping off. Turn on the lights for Pittsburgh Knights. I like it. Jacob's leading the charge with that. He loves his stuff in chat. He gets him going. He's provocative. But for Noble, man, hey, that is a big map. Seriously, look good, Colin.
I'm just straight ahead. We're just gonna worry about map 2 now. Look, I'm gonna Bill Belichick. I'm gonna Bill Belichick this. We're on to map 2. All right, we ain't worrying about.
All right, let's.
We ain't worried about one. We ain't worried about that 5-1. We ain't gonna worry about. No, look, all props to Noble. I'm gonna be serious right now. I love the fact that they came out firing on all cylinders. They know that District is their bread and butter. It's one of the maps that they're very impressive at. I believe they 5-1 UIU when UIU was on their way to that perfect major where they didn't drop a single map. So Noble is still a very good team, especially on this map, and they play a very different style of meta, whether it's that early cap at the home hill to put the pressure on the initial team, or overloading one side or the other and just getting good Lancer angles. It's those classic nerdy angles that we get to hear about a lot from teams that don't really put them into practice. But Noble, they go out, they put in the work, they find the angle, they do put. And look at, oh my God, Toti. That was my favorite play. That's my favorite highlight of the year.
Just walked up to him. Didn't even care about the prestige of Raver. He said, you know what? Not intimidated. Not going to worry about you. Literally bot walk to him.
I was about to say that's what it is.
No
Taylor.
worries at all.
Because the bot walk is really much the only move I got in this game, and I always catch flack for it. They're like, why are you always bot walking? And I'm like, because Toti does it. That's what I'm going to say from now on. You know that, right? That's going to be my excuse.
Hey, look, and it's a valid excuse, especially if Noble takes this series. PK, I mean, come on. This is the team that is undefeated, my guys. Like, everybody out there, PK is 6-0. No one's been able to, and I mean no one has been able to stop them. They've ran the gambit. They play just about everybody you can play. And Noble is now up 1-0. But now, like you said, Bill Belichick, you're going to bring it in straight face, focus on map number 2, and that's exactly what Noble needs to do. And PK, more importantly, to tie this series up. So now we're heading into Asylum. PK is a good Asylum team, without question. How do you think Noble is?
This is almost another one of those evenly matched ideas. I think the strategy was evenly matched. It was just executed better by Noble on District. We come into Asylum. We've seen Pittsburgh Knights lose Asylum in Pro League earlier this year to Carnage, where they played around with their food for about 4 rounds. They went down and then they couldn't come back. I think it was 5-3 was the final. I think of that map was against Carnage. So we've seen Pittsburgh Knights not just bleed tonight, but now they're going to a map that they've already lost. This is now the test for them. I think this is one of those things where, yes, we got to see them get tested against Carnage, but they were up 1-0, and then they just had to win a map 3. They had to win one of 2 maps, whereas now they're down 0-1. They got to win both of the next 2 maps. This is what I've been wanting to see out of Pittsburgh Knights. When their backs are against the wall, when the pressure is turned up to 20, are they truly diamonds underneath there? Because this is where I've always had questions about them, whether or not they can finish out matchups, whether they can finish out wins or have come from behind victories.
100%. And this is the thing. And I love that you said that, right? Because what are you really made of when your back is against the wall, right? It's easy to trash talk before the game, right? It's easy to trash talk when you are ahead in score. But can you still keep that same energy up despite you being down in a series 0-1, knowing that you have to win 2 straight maps? PK is going to have a tough road ahead of them without question, and Asylum is going to be a road bump that they have to just run over and get through because they know Training Grounds is going to be map number 3. If PK can get the Training Grounds, I think they're going to be okay in this series. But like you said, it's going to be evenly matched here on Asylum. It's not going to be easy whatsoever, and we've seen what Noble can already do. Now, my worry, though, for Noble is you said it in the beginning, and I don't remember the exact quote, Colin, but you said like an angry or like a determined PK roster is a scary roster. And if they're not determined now, if they're not angry now and ready to play and warmed up, then I don't know what it's going to take. But I think after that 5-1 loss, we've seen PK turn it up a notch, right? Turn up it to just level 11 out of 10, right? And I think that's where PK is going to be. So Noble, they're going to have their hands full, and they better be ready to play.
My final warning for the matchup is, and I'm gonna bring it in. I know you can't zoom in on me, goalie, so I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna bring it in real close.
What are you doing?
PK backs out on this map early because they did it last time against Carnage Gaming. Oh, it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. I'm gonna be throwing barrels out here, Taylor. You best believe that. All right.
I remember when it happened.
Woo! Already got me worried.
You're vicious, man.
Look, because now they're down 0-1. So last time when they rage quit, it just cost me some stats. Now if they rage quit, it's a wholly disrespectful to Noble because Noble about to hit them with a 2-0 if they do win this map. So you bet not. All right. BET''NANOT. Bet not. All right.
I don't what? Okay.
That's how I spell it.
Call it. I love being with you, man. You wild guy. I love you. Like you said, you're living meme. I'm seeing the effects of it. But hey, it is a blessing to say the least. All right, here we go. Map number 2. Noble leads to a 1-0 after an impressive 5-1 victory on District. It's going to be PK's map, right? This map that they should be able to take, you would think. But after all, it is even, as Colin said. Abolics hit those shots. Uh-oh.
That's a lot of kills. That's a lot of red on the right side, the left side of your screen. Lava's going to answer back with 1. Gets hit with a double shot from the shotgun. The B-Hill will go back in favor of the Pittsburgh Knights. So Noble's going to have to come back off of respawn here, and they're going to have to readjust. We're going to have to see if they can get that same kind of retake that they got on District, or if they will be shut down by Pittsburgh Knights, if the defense will be too big for them here. So you're going to see Xysho move up to the top here in that entrance. He's going to try to Lancer down. He's got a teammate with him to try to look for his help over the top. And the rest of Noble's going to rotate down to those train tracks. Let's see if they can get this to go down here at the B-Hill. Meanwhile, Toti and Xysho are going to have to go on a chain revive.
All right, PK is going to manage to successfully break through, though. They're going to be on... Actually, they're not. They're going to just ditch A entirely. Go ahead and try and take out these last remaining members who are going to be on tracks. And I think that's going to be a solid play. Player number 8 actually will be there. And Abolics going to be on his feet, but not for very long. He'll get kicked in the face and done with. PK is going to take a very, very quick, decisive first round. And I go back to that pavilion fight. Abolics missing those critical shots. He missed, what, 3 shots? I don't know if it's nerves. It happens. It is what it is, right? I mean, we just see Noble play very, very well. But if Abolics hits those shots, he gets the revive, and therefore immediately Noble has the advantage for that tracks fight. And who knows, PK maybe wouldn't have been as strong on that push. Hit those shots, Abolics. I think you'll be okay. But if you don't, PK, we just seen the effects of it. This might be a quick map.
We see the flashes come out early instead of we saw the flashes come out early for the side of Noble, whereas over on the Pittsburgh Knights, they decide to go with the smokes down here toward that B side of the map. Again, we come to the second round. Those smokes are going to be used to clog up the vision lanes of Noble, make sure they can't Lancer out as well as they should. But we have a little overload of that middle hallway. Noble is going to send Abolics over that mid cut. He's going to hop, and now he's going to drop into that mid bat cave area, trying to get Lancer angles onto somebody like SuMuNs, maybe even Dezo. Gearries is going to pull back over toward Lava, and the calm before the storm is here, ladies and gentlemen. But it looks like the Pittsburgh Knights are going to force Noble to make the first move, as they do have a 1-point advantage in this round.
Absolutely so. Noble, what are they going to do? You see players 2 and 5, Lava and Gearries, who have in fact pushed up. I'm looking at player number 1 though, right? He has that kind of side angle. That's going to be Abolics once again there. Lancer out. He's going to go to backtrack. So it looks like an audible has been made, and maybe a streets push is going to be there. And I think they're fully committing on this. Monkyz will fall, so the overextension is there. Now, PK, they have the option. Do they want to overextend through tracks? They're just going to settle with the neutral, it seems. But unfortunately, Abolics falls. Xysho will drop as well. Monkyz and Identivez gone. So now it's going to be a 3v3. Gearries picks up a big one. Now it's going to be, what? 4 players down. No, it's going to be 3 again, excuse me. Monkyz will respawn back in. But there's that Noble Slaying Power once again coming to the forefront.
See, Monkyz, he's going to have to pull back up. Lava's down. He's going to go for that kill. He does get it, and then he catches Toti going for the up fade, just slides his shotgun into his mouth, pulls the trigger, blows his brain straight out the back of his skull. Now Abolics, he's going to get Lancered out from the middle here. Monkyz is going to pull up 2 shots over the cover. Won't be able to find either one of them. Xysho with a great second shot.
Oh, no.
Will get... Oh, he didn't get the finish. Oh, my goodness. No. He's going to lose. That's going to be a horrible trade if you're a fan of Noble, and that's going to give Pittsburgh a commanding advantage in this round, because they're going to get the 2-to-1 hill advantage, and they're going to be able to come back here in the next 20 to 30 seconds.
And Noble tried really hard to close it that round early. You kind of seen what they were doing. That audible to through Pavilion over to the home hill PK was beautiful, right? But it just came down to a couple of big pickups, not getting the finishes, and Noble kind of fell behind. Honestly, the damage could have been a lot worse there, Colin, and I think we both can agree on that. You know, Noble's really lucky PK decided to back off of that. So now Noble's going to have second win. They're going to have a second opportunity. That double train's going to help. So they're already going to be on it. They're going to get the decap. They're going to get the full cap as well. Identivez gets taken out by the train. Train conductor 1, Identivez 0. And that's unfortunate, because now SuMuNs going to be soloed out.
SuMuNs is going to get soloed out here on the back of the train tracks. 3 versus 1. They get the good kill there onto him. This is a Noble round. They cannot lose it from here on out. They have the lead. This is one of those rounds where if you're Noble and you collapse on this one, this is not going to look good for you going into the second, or into these later rounds of the first half. You're going to see Gearries. He's going to pull up. Looks like Pittsburgh Knights are going to trade out home for home. Here comes SuMuNs off of respawn, by the way. He's going to go for the home-to-home split himself, which is going to put pressure on these last 2 members of Pittsburgh Knights at the home hill of Noble to try to get a bunch of kills, but they're cleaned up in the 4v2, and now SuMuNs all by his lonesome. Can flash dash and see the end of this round happen from the respawn section. But I got good news for you, Taylor. Great news for you. I believe the security camera we got posted up has caught us a little bit of that train death, my friend.
Look at his name tag just glitching out as the train just rolls over.
Hello.
Whoa. Look at his name. It just glitches out. Identivez, you're not going to upbay the train. I know he feels unstoppable. I see his new Twitter profile pic of him flexing in front of the camera and everything. But, I mean, still, though, 1v1 versus the train, Colin, it's just not going to happen.
I figured he hadn't eaten, and that's why he was trying to get into that dining car right there. I figured he was trying to see what they were serving up, baby.
All right, here we go. It's going to be round number 3, all tied up 1-1. Good round on Noble, even despite that quick loss in round number 1. Noble finds a way to answer back, bring it closer. But for Identivez, that's a solid connection onto Abolics. Instant out, and that opens them up to kind of push forward. Lava and Gearries, they can't challenge this. Now
they're going to pull back. They're actually going to go for that middle lane. They have to push up on those last 2 members of the Pittsburgh Knights that are trying to protect the home hill. It might be a 4-man swipe up here. They're going to get the quick revive onto Gearries. Be curious to see if they keep note of how many times Gearries has gone down to try to apply pressure. Maybe get a second down and out, make him pull back out of the fight. So if he goes down a 3rd time, it's just a quick death. You see everybody posted up here. Nobody's actually able to move. There's going to be a 2v2 down at the B hill for that B hill, in fact. Front train coming through. Xysho will be stunned out. They get the decap. Here comes SuMuNs. He's going to be over the cover. Good shot on. He gets the down there. But nobody's going to be able to get that quick clean up except
Oh my God, Abolics just hit SuMuNs with God and everything from that position, and they clean up Identivez. Noble is definitely getting the retake going, and they are finding their feet under them here in round number 3. They're looking to take this thing and take it 2-1 going into the last round of the first half.
I'm going to say this, man, and I think we can speak for everybody out there. For PK's first loss, no one would ever expect it to be Noble, but you know what? Like I said, every dog has its day, and for Noble, this might be it. That is a beautiful break there. Their player 6 is out. Now, can he get there in time? He cannot. Xysho's going to pick him up with the Lancer Fire. Dezo's going to get it. Raver now goes in, hits a beautiful spread. Not enough for Lava. He's going to go ahead and get the chunk, and there it is. Noble takes that 2-1 lead.
3 rounds away from a 2-0, and I mean, if they win 3 in a row, that'll be a 10-2 round count. So I mean, that's as decisive as it gets, isn't it? Just about, about 2 rounds away from it.
For your first loss to lose like that, man. I mean, come on. I mean, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I mean, seriously, Colin, like, no BS. I mean, Noble looks literally unstoppable.
They're hitting every shot. This is the same. This is the opposite of what I was talking about with Rise earlier. Basically, what I was talking about with Carnage Gaming, where Carnage was coming away with just about every shot known to man. They were just hitting everything. They were hitting full spreads on everybody. And now you're going to see this next round starts out. You got the Insins out, not shocks yet. Nobody's going crazy. Nobody's putting drops out. So I'll be curious to see what happens going forward in this round. Identivez going to have to pull out. He already got Lancered onto, and he's going to be in a pretty dangerous position if he can't get away.
Incoming.
All right, Dezo, though, will take down Abolics. Can be quickly answered back. Insins out, though. It's going to at least connect a couple of damage onto Gearries, and Identivez is going to go and walk up, take him down. Now focus onto Lava, onto Trax. Still not feeling confident to get onto B as of yet. Player 8 is going to be there. Oh, front pavilion, though, is going to be Xysho. Monkyz now is going to be soloed out. Lava and Toti are going to push up onto B. That's going to pressure back Raver, who's now looking at a barrage of Lancer bullets. He will drop. And Noble, very well played. Xysho going through mid, going through pavilion, taking down Identivez, assisting Lava and Toti on the neutral was beautiful. Now, if they can just shut down this overextension, which it looks like they're going to be able to, hey, they're in good hands.
Monkyz red up top trying to run away. Gearries is going to be full red as well, trying to protect their home hill. Pittsburgh Knights tried to pressure up, but they're not coming away with the kills just yet. Gearries is still full red. Nobody's able to get the shot onto him to get the kill. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh Knights are going down one after the next. Nobody's able to finally get one to get cleaned up. Will be Monkyz. They don't have any neutral hill in their favor. It's 2-1 still in favor of Noble, but Pittsburgh Knights are trying to keep the pressure on across this top entrance, trying to get kill after kill to make Noble respawn in, make Noble come back into the fight a little chaotic, but they're not able to push up and get any kind of hill break, and that's just going to keep surmounting the lead for Noble, and that's beautiful Lancer Fire out of Lava.
But I don't agree with that aggression. Like, I know it's pressure, right? And PK just loves to apply that pressure, and I would get it if they had respawns to give, but look at them. I mean, they're hurting. They are absolutely down in respawn economy compared to the Noble boys, but it's still not over with just yet. I know Noble has a decent lead, but the opportunity for PK to go for this overextension is there, and they're making some great use of that teamwork. We'll see, though, a couple members are going to fall off on both ends. The hill is going to be broken onto B. And Noble, this one has to be pressured because, or excuse me, has to be careful because PK continues to push up, but with player number 8 getting finished and player number 6, the break is going to be there. Double Train is going to protect Xysho. He's going to go and be happy with the decap. At this point in time, Noble has put themselves in a great position to win this round. And in fact, Identivez is already on his last life.
SuMuNs going to come into the back of the tracks. He's going to see 3 members in front of him. Identivez is going to have to play perfect from here on out. He's playing back. You see he's playing that middle picnic table right there, that picnic bench, whatever you want to call it, trying to get shots over. They're not going to be able to get any downs just yet and move in there. Incendiary grenade out, won't be able to find anybody. SuMuNs will die on the back of the tracks. Dezonide trying to move in to avenge his fallen teammate, as well as Identivez, but they're not able to find any kills in this position, and nobody's able to break the home hill of Noble, and it wouldn't have even mattered because Noble wins the tracks, Noble wins their home. Noble takes a 3-1 lead after the first half.
Woo. All right, so round count so far, if you count in district, 8-2. 8-2 over the undefeated team of PK. Noble looks as if they are just not going to slow down. Their Lancer Fire, man, their crosses have been great, Colin. Like, their crosses have been fantastic. You're seeing the effects on tracks. It's going to be a different fight, though, for entrance. And for PK, they're just going to go ahead and keep it normal, right? They're just going to upgrade, get those shocks into play. We got the Ensign, so we're going to see a normal, mano-a-mano fight for E. Who's going to have the better use of the utility? Well, we'll find out. Noble has a very real chance to lead 4-1.
This'll work.
3 members going down to the bottom. 1v1 in the pavilion. Top entrance will be fought over to 1v1 as well, but it looks like everybody's going to kind of spread out. Nobody's going to try to take over this advantage in the middle. Taylor, this is the calm again. This is where Noble has taken that early point advantage like they usually, or what they used to do on District, and try to force teams to make that first move. That's a good look right there by Dezonide at the glitch skins, by the way. Abolics as well. A couple of players in here using those brand new, or not brand new, but those glitch skins that are back in the store if you want to pick them up at any given point in time.
Absolutely. Hey, those skins are nice, too. I'm not going to lie. Go check them out in the store. Oh, that train's coming, Identivez. We don't want to round number 2 with that. For E, though, you notice PK trying to get on it with Monkyz and SuMuNs, but forced to back off. Toti and Lava's doing a great job holding them at bay, but the instant is going to be there. They're not going to push up. So PK, whoa, wow, they're backed up once again. Good use of the shot. I am seeing some like chess level plays here coming out with these utilities.
Well, this is one. Oh, that shock. Oh, never mind. It's not deep enough. I was gonna say it did catch Lava enough to help get the down on him, but I thought they were gonna try to trap Lava up there to force him to take a fight. The incendiary grenade comes out from Toti. He's gonna go down. He's not gonna find any kills with it either. They get the E-Hill back in their favor. They get the double kill. There's the elimination domination because, oh, by the way, Noble also died on the home hill of the Pittsburgh Knights. 3-2 we go. This is going to be a very difficult situation for Pittsburgh to come back in, though, because I believe if you're Pittsburgh, you take this opportunity. You've got all the utilities out that you need. Incins, shocks. You don't have anything coming out of your loadout. Maybe change the fight up, or half one of them is probably what they're going to do. But I was thinking about maybe putting a power weapon, a drop shot, try to make it about that big team fight, because we could see them winning those fights early for those drops back on District. But both teams sticking with their utility.
For PK, I think I'm happy with that. They controlled that last round fairly well, I would say. Great use of the Ensigns, because it really was a big battle. And it was only two people, right? From both sides trying to go for E. There was just a massive battle on Tracks and Pavilion for the most part. I know Toti and Lava for sure on Noble. But PK did such a good job using their Ensign, baiting them out, backing off. They didn't get the full cap, but then placing that shock down and not allowing Noble to push in, and then that captured E for them. They played that very well. They spaced out their utility effectively, and that is promising. And once again, it's going to be very, very quiet, which, has been kind of the pace, the course of how a lot of these previous rounds have done. I think both teams are really starting to respect each other's play style, each other's slaying ability. And they really want the other one to kind of push up first, make that first mistake.
Well, this is what happens when Noble gets that initial point tick. You can see where they're pointing up just a hair before. Long-range incendiary grenades not going to find anybody. It's not going to allow them to get into that position to challenge anybody that goes inside the entrance. But Noble will still be sitting on their utilities as well to stop Pittsburgh Knights. But it's going to be up to Pittsburgh. Noble can play back. They can sit on this the entire round and go up 4-2. It's going to be up to Pittsburgh to get into the hill and try to get that cap. Dezonide stuck in the back corner. There's the shock answered back, trying to keep him out of those positions to Lancer him out. I think Abolics is down there in the entrance. They're going to get a kill, as a matter of fact, onto Abolics, and that's going to open up the possible flank from the Pittsburgh Knights. Toti, he's going to push up. Dezonide's not going to wait for it, though. He sees Toti tries for the up A. He's going to get the kill there. Lancer out. This is a big fight, and Pittsburgh has to come away with the win if they want to get this round. And right now, they've got it, ladies and gentlemen. That will give them the domination ticking in. Abolics trying to slide in. He sees SuMuNs roll back, hits him with a full spread, but turns around, gets shut down by Monkyz. Another domination to being threatened, and that will be too much. 3-3. We're tied up going into round number 7.
That Tracks push was everything. PK made it happen. They won a couple of fights down low. But this is the thing, right? And I was looking at it. The shock was placed early. The Ensign was placed early. And that was only to try and keep Dezo alive because he was caught in that cut. So the shock needed to be thrown out in order to keep him alive, because they knew with him caught in there with the flames out, it was going to be very, very easy for him to get dropped by the boys of Noble. So once the shock dissipated, though, Noble, I felt, was ready to push, but they had to back off because they knew the flank was there. You called it out, right? So if that flank doesn't happen, Noble pushes in on E, overwhelmed because it was a mismatch. It was a 3v2. All utility was already gone, and I think Noble takes that neutral. That flank was everything. That Tracks push was awesome from PK. That's why they take that round. Good on them. Good communication, just good teamwork in general. That was a great strategy.
We see the Lancer fire out from the side of Pittsburgh, trying to put pressure. Looks like Noble's going to try to get the 2-1 hill cap, and Toti gets a great incendiary the kill there onto Raver. Raver just not playing quick enough out of that fire. He's just lancering in, continues to tap his toe in it, gets damaged enough to just get taken down. That's going to open things up. Noble's going to have the 2-1. That's going to force Pittsburgh to move even quicker in this round. You're going to go into the entrance. There's the shock. They get the decap, and I believe Monkyz, just out with his life, but Dezonide is down. They're going to lancer him out. That's going to give them a staggered death and give Noble the ability to get right back in. Pittsburgh Knights are going to have to win another tracks fight in this one, I believe, if they want to come back into this. But they're going to get challenged 2-man up, and now it's going to be all up to the respawns and the retake of the Pittsburgh Knights to come back in this round.
Absolutely. A big round for Noble, right? To be the first ones to strike 4-3. That's going to give them options during the next weapon placement. Do they want to put down a power weapon? I don't think they do, but at least they're going to have the disable and the opportunity to close it out 5-3. PK is going into the blender. We're going to see 2 players drop off. That's Identivez and Monkyz. It's going to be tough for Raver to get away, especially with Dezo falling to the wayside. That's 4 out. SuMuNs now last up. He's going to be on tracks. He's not going to be anywhere close to try and stop this push on F. But then again, only player number 2 is going to be the one to commit. Player 4 is going to be behind. That was a bit of a discombobulated push. It doesn't mean PK is safe by any means, but I felt Lava there shouldn't have pushed as early as he did.
Well, he tried to put himself in a position to get at least something going, and you can see SuMuNs is still going to have to come off of respawn. So it's one of those situations. It's that 50-50 we saw earlier with Rise, where Noble might be feeling themselves where they are hitting enough shots. They're going to shock out the backside, whereas Pittsburgh Knights are going to immediately answer back as well. Monkyz is going to be in there trying to get this retake. Ooh, I like that smoke play, actually. That's going to blind up the Lancer angles of Noble, and they're going to push in, and Pittsburgh Knights have a chance here to sit back and force Noble to make a move. If I'm Identivez, though, you got to wait on that incendiary. You got to try to hold it, maybe even throw it at Xysho and force him up the cubby. But nobody's there from the entrance to try to lancer him out. So this will be very telltale how he decides to use that. You can see the extra shock and incendiary from Noble back in their grasp. So here comes the retake. Quick incendiary out onto Xysho, but he doesn't find the insta-give. He doesn't even find the down.
Yeah, he doesn't, and that's going to be beneficial for the boys of Noble. They're going to be able to use out their... Oh, no! Identivez will actually take down Xysho despite missing. Xysho literally runs straight into it. Bit of a misplay. Raver now is going to have his own shock. Another instinct goes out. PK's turning this around.
You're going to see Dezonide. He's going to be shot on, but he's going to stay up in that underpass. I believe Gearries is pushed up on him. Gearries gets the kill. Now the flank comes out. 1v1 at the home of the Pittsburgh Knights. Raver's going to get shot on. Second shot comes out. Gearries hits a third, and it's beautiful because it's an insta-chunk. And now you see, even though SuMuNs is held down the home hill of the Pittsburgh Knights.
Oh, my Lord.
Gearries has gotten 4 kills out of 5 possible players in the last few seconds of that round to take the lead 4-3.
What a turn of events. PK was playing so well on that Streets fight. I cannot believe Xysho read head down into that instant. It was there for an eternity. He had to have seen it, but he runs right into it, loses his life. And then, of course, a couple more eliminations ended up coming through. But like you said, Gearries picking up those massive kills, literally stole the round right under the feet from the boys of PK. And that is massive. Noble now 4-3. They lead the way. And they actually don't do the disable, so PK is going to have free reign to go ahead and place down that drop shot, it seems. They want to change the course of the fight.
They're going to have to do something here. You see him hovering over that pavilion, and there's the drop shot, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like this will be a huge fight over the pavilion. I'll be curious to see how these teams rotate into it, whether they go for the hop over. If either team goes for the hop over, if some team sets up and tries to lancer down, whoever goes for the hop over. But nobody, it looks like PK is actually going to be the one trying to get the hop over, but there it is. Raver's already down. That's the ice broken. Identiv's dead second. Now 3 members of the Pittsburgh Knights are the last gasp of hope in this round to try to prolong it until the respawns come back. Drop shot from Abolics finds its first shot, and now he's got one more. Go ahead and fire it off, big man. Put the pressure on. He's going to rotate back over, and I believe he's going to rotate that drop straight up top. Even though the trade comes through, it's a 1v1 still up there. Rotate that drop up and solidify your defensive stand to try to get this round number 8 under your belts. This is played perfectly by Noble in these early goings. They saw them go for the hop over, lancered down Raver, and that was the ice-breaking kill they needed to get the positioning.
All right, Noble fans and Noble out there, I know you're out there in the chat. Man, you guys are looking good. This is your opportunity to finally give the first loss, and that is a great connection from Abolics. SuMuNs and Dezo, they get taken down. Raver now backing up. Noble is making a great push, a great effort. Player 6, Identivez, he tried to push on tracks, but you already have player number 3 there. Hey, I like the fact that Noble is backing off. I think they still have, if I'm not mistaken, one more drill bit. Maybe not, though. Abolics is going to be in the cut, so surely he doesn't have it. He's about to be pressured. SuMuNs gets very aggressive. The shock is out. You got to get this pickup. You got to get the finish, and he doesn't.
He gets the kill there. He gets killed there as the revive comes through. Lava's going to get caught out in the middle by Identivez. Good little rotation by him. The only player really in a position to rotate around, try to make something happen to prolong the round is Toti. He's going to pull back, play defense at his home. Now it's a 2-1 hill cap in favor of the Pittsburgh Knights. And Pittsburgh looks like they're going to rotate somebody into the pavilion to try to challenge Toti. Monkyz, he's going to get shot on from behind. Here comes Toti. Monkyz got to worry about multiple members of Noble. And Toti hits a beautiful spread to get the down. He will sit in the corner to finish him off. That drop shot will be up very shortly. And it looks like SuMuNs is going to get Lancer down up top. He's going to be full red. He's going to drop off his flash to stop Abolics from killing him. But this round is well within Noble's grasp. They just have to get the decap on E. They're in the position to get that secondary drop. Toti's still waiting on it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. He has the pick, but Identivez trying to make something happen, bouncing around. Multiple members from both teams going down.
Wow! Colin, they're doing it, man. Oh, Gearries, no, the kill comes in. Xysho takes down Gearries, who is already down, and all of a sudden now Raver's forced to back off. Either way, though, F-Hill is going to be broken. It's so close, Colin. It's so close to call. PK is still in this. They still have a very real chance.
Monkyz is trying to hide out in that underpass. Here comes the decap at the E hill. They're going to try to stay in this by getting that recap. Monkyz gets another sneak kill. That's 3 quick kills, or 2 quick kills they need. Now they need a third. Abolics answers back with one of his own. They're going to get that cap there on the E hill. That's going to give them a lead, but it's going to be 20 seconds for their life here. Incendiary grenade out. Shock grenade will come in, but it will buy them about 10 seconds. It might be too much and too little too late. They get the down on Identivez. They're in the E hill. They're going for the decap. They're going to stay outside. Lava, you got to get in there and get the decap, big man. This isn't elimination domination. You got to come away with it. 3 seconds left.
No.
It's all over. We're going to a round. Number 9, Pittsburgh Knights tie this bad boy back up.
Oh my goodness, I love what I am seeing. That right there was just neck and neck. And I know it finished, what, 220 and some change to 250 with PK taking it. But still, though, Noble pretty much had that round in their grasp. Ended up falling to the wayside. But here's the reality of it now. Disables are coming out. We're not going to see shocks, it seems, right? PK is going to go ahead and ban out that shock for the side of Noble. Noble then is probably going to ban out that shock. Actually, might do the instant, which is quite interesting. So, bit of a mismatch in disables, it seems, unless he is just debating us and he's not. What do you think about that?
To use a term we both love very much, that's a little sus. All right, I'm gonna I'm just kidding.
Yo, vote him off. Vote him off. Get him out of here.
I had to say, couldn't help it. Nah, double disables come out. It is round 9, so they're gonna take away the shock, take away the incendiary. This is going to be a huge fight over that drop. Identivez tries to get the shot onto Abolics, but you can see both teams having a down now. Now they're gonna get the double shot on. They're gonna get that first kill. Abolics answers back though. You're gonna see Raver try to bounce in. Xysho's pushed across meanwhile and is trying to get the flank to go on to Monkyz. Meanwhile, Raver's still getting shot in the back, but a quick drop out from Raver gets the kill on Lava, and that might give them the rotational ability they need to get back to the E hill and try to apply pressure to the defense of Noble.
No.
Toti just throwing out shots right now, hitting a little bit of everything, but not getting anything to go. But there was a team kill, I believe, onto Identivez.
Okay, so Identivez is actually back up, so 1 out of 4. The big thing, though, is Dezo, right, being on his last life. That is going to be devastating. You do have Noble very, very close to that. You've got Lava 1 out of 4. Gearries going to be at 1 out of 4 himself, too, and so is going to be Toti. Toti being at 1 out of 4 is going to be devastating, especially if he drops off. But for the boys of PK, they are going to regain control. They're going to close out that deficit. As we know, though, one team is going to have an instant, the other one is going to have a shock. And Monkyz going to go ahead and grab that fresh shock. This is going to be a big push here. Lava, though, is going to drop. That is a big pickup. He's on his last life. That evens out the respawn economy.
Going to even it out a little bit. You're going to see Monkyz stay inside of that entrance area. He is full red, though. He has to be very careful. I don't know why he kept trying to peek out. Maybe he saw something we did. Gearries, though, is going to push up. He's going to see 1 kill. He's going to get SuMuNs, but he's going to be full red. There's the down on him. They're going to try to Lancer him out to at least get the kill on him and put him on his last life, which they do indeed connect and convert. Raver He doesn't have any more drop shots. They're going to have to wait for that secondary spawn on it. Meanwhile, you see them trying to push back up and get the decap on the E-Hill. Toti, beautiful snub shot in the head of Monkyz. Will put him down. They get the cleanup as well. That'll put him down to one respawn left for 1 life to live. Toti down. Quick revives out. They're not going to be able to find that one just yet. This is back and forth action. And Toti, double kill to his name. Clutch factor coming in.
All right, so now we have 3 members on their last life for the side of Pittsburgh Knights, and we know the fresh drop shot, 10 seconds, it's coming up, and that's where the attention is going to be. Now, Noble will send their player in there early. That's going to be Abolics. He's going for the quick pickup, and he gets it for free. That could be devastating for PK.
Somehow they've left Monkyz by himself. There's the revive. I was going to say, he's been down for like 6 seconds alone. I was counting in my head. I was like, yo, somebody go pick my mans up. He's going to be on his last life if you don't. Drop shot in the hands. It looks like Raver's going to go for that. He's going to go for that flank onto Gearries. He's going to have a lot of shots on. They got the down. If they can clean Gearries up, it's 5v4, 4v4, because SuMuNs is down as well. Abolics, he's going to get shot on by Dezo. That's a good kill by him. Here's the rotational flank. This is the same flank that Dezo had in Mexico City. It's shades of Mexico City. He's on the E-Hill now. E-Hill decap, 3 members left alive. It is a 4v3, though. All 3 members of the Pittsburgh Knights that are alive are still in these fights, and one of them gets taken down. That's Monkyz. He'll be on his final life. They have to get another kill. They have to try to figure it out.
Dezo needs to get picked up. PK, pick him up. Do you have the opportunity to do so? Player number 9 is still on all 4s. Dezo, if he gets finished off, and he does, now you have Monkyz and Raver last alive. Noble in the win condition. And ladies and gentlemen, as Monkyz and Raver fall off, Noble has done it. PK's first defeat in the entirety of the Pro League comes to the hands of Nobles in a very decisive 2-0. I cannot believe what I just witnessed.
That was going so far in the favor of Pittsburgh Knights. When that flank was perfect by Dezo, he comes away with 3 kills. They stay in the fight, though. They continue to try to put pressure on the home hill, maybe a little overzealous, maybe wanting to bite off just a little bit more than they can chew, but it comes back to bite them as 1 by 1. They are eliminated, and I'm actually in love with the last few seconds of that map, Noble. I'm actually in love with it because Xysho said, oh, Raver has to fly into E-Hill, and then he has to fly to me. So what weapon do I have that could counter? Oh my God, it's the assault rifle. I forgot. That's still a really impactful weapon, and thank God Noble likes to prove that each and every time they roll out of spawn. So big props to Noble. We were wrong. Chat was wrong. God was wrong. Everybody was wrong. Noble manifested their destiny. I'm not even mad at him for this win.
No, look, check this out. I'm not either. I'm not either. And Noble, I just want to say I put it out there as a tweet. Let's talk about it first. All right, let's really talk about this. I didn't mean anything that I said before. Okay, but let me let me just say this though. I'm not even mad. I'm really not, man. Noble played out of their mind. Look, Knights were undefeated, and we knew eventually they were going to lose, right? It's so difficult, especially in this day and age with Gears being so close and being so competitive. You stay. PK takes the L today. Does it drop them off as the best team in the world? I don't think it does, right? I still think they're on top. I don't know what happened tonight, but Noble, at least tonight, was absolutely the better team, hands down, without question. Right? There was no competition there. I mean, we're talking about a 5-1 victory on District. We're talking about a 5-4 victory. Very close, mind you. And it looked great for PK, but the respawn economy got away from them. They just didn't have it in them. And that was because Noble, they were able to pad their stats, right? They were able to stack it up. I just got to say, like I said, I'm not even mad. Noble can meme us all they want, but they deserve it, Colin. I mean, that was just a massive victory.
I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Or I'm going to say, I don't want to say it again. I'm going to say it. If you are any other team in the league, if you're not watching this footage tonight, if you're not going back and meticulously combing over this footage to figure out what you can do better against Pittsburgh Knights, at the end of the day, Noble hit a lot of shots. They got a lot of good kills. And by God, Toti was as clutch as I thought he had to be. He was as clutch as he had to be, or as much as I thought he had to be. But this is one of those things where I think we have to give credit to them, but every other team in the league needs to come over this and say, what can we do? What did they do? What was the Lancer angle? What was the setup? What was the pressured offense that they had? What was the defensive setup they had? And take notes about how they just beat the Pittsburgh Knights, because for a while now, Pittsburgh has looked pretty unstoppable.
I want to go back to, what was it, round number 7. Round number 7, Gearries. Popping off like he did, picking up those huge kills to win that round. PK wins that, who knows? You know, well, obviously they won 5, they won 6, they could have won 7 and then maybe even win. They obviously won round number 8. We could be going to a game 3 on training grounds, but because Gearries pops up in round number 7 when he needed to, right? Because PK had that round in their hands. I think this could have been a very different result. Whether it was Toti popping off or Gearries making that big play, just Noble in general, hats off to them. They played out of their minds, and I'm impressed. And that just comes to show you, seriously, whether it be here in the Pro League, Emergence Days, 2v2 Astro Battles, Challenger Series, or even the Major coming up, right? Which, you know, the Winter Major coming up. I mean, this is the thing. Anybody can lose, and you can't take anything for granted. I don't care how good you are, how good your record is. PK, the point is, any team can beat you, so you better be firing on all cylinders and ready to play for that day, because if you're not, you're going to get stomped.
Definitely are, and you are definitely going to see, this is not the last you're going to see a Noble. Look, I can't, I'm coming over the rounds. I take notes during the round. I keep looking down for it, but couple of notes that I took, some that I thought was really interesting. Noble did pressure Lancer defense, where instead of rotating a Nasher into the fight, they would bring a 3rd or 4th person into each fight with an extra Lancer, basically, where they would try to go over for that angle. They would try to go over just to put a little bit of extra damage. It's one of the things earlier where I thought maybe Rise would do to a Carnage, but Noble pulls it off against the Pittsburgh Knights. Also in those rounds, I see right here, I notated, Toti actually had 7 kills in round number 6 of that match alone, and he had 7. Wow. He had that many kills. He played solo. He didn't have any help over the top for 4 of them. So Toti was very clutch in that second map on Asylum. Look, ladies and gentlemen, come over this footage. If you're an opponent of the Pittsburgh Knights, if you're a Pro League team, take notes. Try to put these things into practice. This was a great blueprint on how to beat them. But all hats off to Noble. Look, if they want to meme us, go right ahead. Pittsburgh Knights, this is their first loss of the Pro League. Let's see how they come back from it.
100% great series. I'm glad we had a chance to cast over it, catch it, right? Because, I mean, if we weren't casting over it, you know, we didn't have a chance to catch it. And then we get the results like, hey, Noble just wins 2-0. It's like, what happens? Like, what just happened? But now we had the full story. And it was just because Noble played so well. Like you said, that team fire to Lancer fire, having that extra one made all the difference in the world. Good on them for isolating those players, and good on Noble for taking over the victory. PK, they're going to have to come back even strong in their next matchups. And I think they will. Once again, they're not the worst team out there. They're one of the best. So I think they're going to come back with a vengeance. But hey, that series is done with. Our third one is about to be underway. It's going to be a good one. Elevate versus Carnage. We've seen Carnage win earlier. Can they do it again? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.